Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Seattle Seahawks, but my intention is to not have Russell Wilson on this team because if you have already looked, there's big speculation and rumors that he will not be playing for this team anymore. Most likely, I believe his no trade clause, his trade clause was the Broncos, the Giants, and the Saints, whereas three teams. I think there might have been one more. But yeah, I think that's the teams he was supposed to go to. So it looks like we're going to be rocking with Jacob Eason for year one. Looking at the rest of the team, Chris Carson, I think he's actually a pretty good running back. There's just one eensy beensy tiny problem that's actually a huge problem. Injuries with this guy is just huge. It's a big problem. Rashad Penny really stepped up at the end of the season. I still can't believe that this guy was seriously a first round pick. I don't know what's up with the Seattle Seahawks first round picks. It hasn't really been good in recent times other than Jordan Brooks, who had a really big breakout year this year. But Rashad Penny is not the move. They also don't have a first round pick this year in this upcoming draft. So hopefully we play well because they gave it up to the Jets. Tyler Lockett's an 89 overall star dev. I think he should have superstar dev. But DK Metcalf is an X factor. I don't know if I agree with this. DK Metcalf is obviously great. I think an 89 overall is a fair overall. But superstar X factor, I don't think so. Just my personal opinion. If you would like to disagree in the comments with me, that's fine. I can maybe see why he's an X factor, but I would personally just say superstar. O-line, horrible. Just very bad. I can see why Russell Wilson wants out. There's just no other way to put it. Gabe Jackson looks like he has potential here, but potential in terms of he's one of the best offensive linemen in terms of overall, but age is just 36. Then Gabe Jackson's 30. Damian Lewis he's got potential with that start out, but other than that, no. Will Dissly, 25. I thought he was 27. Gerald Everett's the one that's 27, so I'm going to start Will Dissly just because he's a younger age. And looking into the defensive side of the ball, I would say this is more of the strong point here. Surprised this D-line isn't a little bit better than this. Jamal Adams has been reduced to a superstar. I don't agree with that. I think Jamal Adams should still have X factor. Yes, Jamal Adams has been a bit of on the decline ever since he got to Seattle. But despite people saying, "Oh, he's a blitz boy," that's one of the stupidest comments ever. He's actually very, very good as a hybrid safety in terms of he's a decent safety. In terms of coverage, he's a decent safety. In terms of run support, stopping the run, stuffing the gap, he is amazing at it. And people just completely overlook him and they label him as a blitz boy. And it's one of the most annoying things. Quandre Diggs, extremely underrated safety, had such a breakout year with this team. But in Madden, unfortunately, 28 years old, he's going to hit regression very soon. He's going to have no value in Madden. That's just unfortunate how it is. In real life, though, he is very good. The secondary still needs help. Austin, Sidney Jones, oh my gosh. Jordan Brooks did have a breakout year this year. Good for him. I didn't expect him to actually do that. Bobby Wagner, obviously. D-line needs huge improvement. So first things first, let's go out and trade Russell Wilson. I'm probably going to try and do this all on camera. I think the Giants will highly pursue Russell Wilson the most. But in my personal opinion, I think Russell Wilson would be so much better in the Saints scheme, but it would not happen, in my personal opinion. I just don't think he's going to go to the Saints because Sean Payton did retire as the head coach, and since he retired, they have a bunch of defensive players to resign. I believe Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, I might believe as well. They have Jameis Winston, quarterback controversy there. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they're all over the place. I don't think they will have the thought process to acquire Russell Wilson. And I think with the new management at the Giants, I think they're going to hardcore gun it for Russell Wilson here. So I might get Saquon Barkley because there has been talks about Saquon Barkley getting up and out, but he's only an 86 overall while Chris Carson's an 84 overall. So that's not very piqued in my interest here. Wow, all these players just suck. I want a Dory Jackson. That'd be the only player of interest. Then I want two firsts. I want a Dory Jackson and two firsts. That's exactly what I want. Wow, that was actually put through. Projected number 1 overall pick in the draft. Pick number 9 in the draft. And a Dory Jackson for Russell Wilson. What a big trade. That is surprising. Is there anyone else in free agency that I could get better at QB? I don't know. But Adoree Jackson, he's going to be our best DB that we have. Yes, we have Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs at the secondary, but in terms of DBs, best one we have. He was the only thing of value there. Nickel Rebly-Coleman, I will choose you because remember, guys, we do not have our first round pick. The Jets have it. So it doesn't matter what our QB situation is. I'm going to be trying my absolute best to make sure this team is successful this year. Brian Poole, I'm going to sign as well. And Antonio Brown, I'm just not going to sign because it's not realistic. David DeCastro has an ankle problem. Not realistic. I just don't want him. Henry Ruggs, oh man, what a signing. How did this guy get in free agency? I heard he's got killer speed. Anyways, Derquez Denard, Tyrell Williams, Trey Boston, Russell Okung, Reuben Foster, Earl Thomas, I forgot this dude even existed. As a Ravens fan, I hated that guy. Anyways, it's time to move into the midseason mark with Jacob Eason. And here we are at the midseason mark coming off a loss to the Saints. I'm glad we didn't trade Russell Wilson there. But we are 3-4, bottom of the division. But 3-4 is honestly not that bad. Yes, we're at the bottom of the division. It's a very highly contested division. I don't expect us to do good without Russell Wilson and Jacob Eason starting at our quarterback position. But for 3-4, keep in mind, I believe the Seahawks had what did they have this year? I think 5 wins, 6 wins, something like that. And we're already at 3 wins halfway through the season. I'm surprised by that. Pretty good overall for what Jacob Eason is doing. I'm pretty sure the defense is carrying us. We have Jimmy Davis here at the top of our board. Riley Buckner, Dom Clark. Looks like a very good QB class. Jonathan Barnett. He looks garbage. Jonathan Barnett is not someone I'm going to go after. Jimmy Davis. They're at B. Spin move. Spin move is A. B. For a top 5 pick, he doesn't look that impressive. This guy looks impressive. This receiver. But at the same time, that receiver's not my focus. Riley Buckner. A, awareness is good. Spin move F, I don't care about that. Break sack D. He honestly looks like the best one. Physically, physically, acceleration solid, agility good. He doesn't look athletic, but that's not what I necessarily need. This guy looks just garbage. Dom Clark, I mean, he could have good accuracy, but athletically, that's all I can see right now, and he does not look good. He does not look good at all. So anyways, we will see that in later times, and we will focus on that in later times. Anyways, let's look into the players ready to negotiate here. And Quandre Diggs, again, this dude is good. I like him, but in Madden, he does not have value. Because I will guarantee you, if this dude wins league MVP, which is almost physically impossible, Madden will be like, oh, that's cool. Here's superstar dev. Now we're going to take away 2 of your overalls. And they're going to give him -2 overall because of his age. And you can't do anything about it. It's just the sad thing. Dwayne Brown, no. DJ Reed, this could be pretty good depth. I'm not going to pay you $4 million a year to be depth. I'll pay you 3 or 2. That actually, 79 overall is not bad. I'm not going to complain about this. I'll up that money for him slightly. 4.25 is not a bad contract. That 79 overall is pretty good depth. Rashad Penny I'm getting him out of here. In real life, yes, you can maybe see a future with him, but I'm not going to judge a player and be like, oh, this player is good after him having a breakout game for 3 games. I'm not going to do that. I hate to be bad news bears for you guys, but it's not going to happen. What's a realistic team that I can put him on that actually needs a running back? Cowboys don't need a running back. Why do they have high interest in him? The Giants don't need a running back. I mean, technically, let's pair him with Russ. Sure. Let's take away your 2nd round pick as well. I don't think that's possible. I can take your 3rd. I can just remove the Giants' future, just like how the Seahawks removed Russell Wilson's future. Anyways, everyone else here. Sidney Jones, how cheap are you? That's good depth. Yeah, that's pretty good depth. If you'll accept that, I'll keep you on the team. Yeah, he resigns. Joe Everett, no. Will Disley, I don't even know if he's going to make it to an 80 overall. It just depends how he performs on the stat sheet. I'm only going to resign the center just because he's so cheap and he has star dev and he has youth. But I don't think he's going to progress into much. Everyone else here, Brian Poole, I'm not going to resign. Nicole Roby-Coleman should be here. I'm sure the CPU just cut them because the CPU is just great at removing players that actually have value to me. Yeah, he just isn't here. I guess he didn't make the roster cuts, even though I set a limit on the roster cuts. But yeah, that's cool. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't too good, but I'll leave it the way it is. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, not making the playoffs. Coming off a win to the Cardinals, who are 11-6 and take the division, as we finished 7-10. The only thing that was good, we were 4th in passing yards. What? And 6th in passing defense. I guess Jacob Eason might have gone off. I'm using different. Wow. Not good in passing touchdowns, great in passing yards, 17th best offense, 19th best defense. 4,700 yards, 29 TDs, 11 interceptions. With this terrible offensive line in the situation, they're like, yeah, Russell Wilson's gonna have fun. Amazing year for a 62 overall QB. Touchdowns, again, needs to go up, but overall, not bad. Like 276 yards per game is not something to shake your head at. 3.8 average is not good. Chris Carson. Dwayne Eskridge. I understand the slot gets more reps and more receptions, but Dwayne Eskridge. All right. DK Metcalf, 1,100 yards, 9 TDs. Tyler Lockett, I'm going to have to throw into the slot so that way someone's actually useful there. Jordan Brooks, 119 tackles for a loss. 24 for Al Woods, sacks. 6 for Carlos Dunlap. 3 interceptions for Bobby Wagner. Safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Jamal Adams, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So, obviously not that good of a season, but a lot better than I expected. So anyways, guys, let's move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Browns beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. And this is the first time in a long time I've actually seen the Browns win a Super Bowl in simulation. Believe it or not, I haven't seen that in a while. I've seen them make it to the Super Bowl a lot, but not win it. Baker Mayfield wins Super Bowl MVP. Kyler Murray wins league MVP. And there are no Seattle Seahawks here. I'm expecting Jacob Eason to get a dev up, but if he doesn't, I don't know. I'm not gonna give it to him. I think he might deserve it with the situation he was thrown into. But at the same, I don't think I'm gonna give it to him just because that touchdown ratio. I understand he had a lot of yards, but touchdowns is what puts points on the boards, and points is what wins game. That's why we went 7-10. So it's not like he's going to be my future QB anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Defensively, Jordan Brooks, superstar dev, that is huge. Bobby Wagner still had 110 tackles in a season, and he's going to go down to an 86 overall. Makes no logical sense, but it is what it is. I can't complain. This is my thing with Quandre Diggs. He went from an 83 to an 81. Doesn't matter how good or bad his performance was. That's just how it is. I can't do anything about it. So that's just unfortunate. So Jordan Brooks going up is actually big because I don't plan to replace Bobby Wagner, but having that backfield is very, very big. I need an edge rusher in the draft, and I need a QB as well. So let's look at the 2021 retirements as we are in the NFC West, I do believe. NFC West. No, not that's AFC West. NFC West. Yep, Al Woods retires. That's fine. I don't really care. I mean, he had a lot of tackles for a loss, but it's not like I was going to re-sign him. Players ready to negotiate here. Let's see what we got. Quandre Diggs, just gave my explanation on that. No, Will Dissly, I probably should have traded him while I had the chance. I'm just not going to re-sign him. Brian Poole, it's not something I'm going to re-sign. He had a cheap deal. It's just a no. Let's get to free agency. Here we are after free agency as we got Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. We're going to have 2 of the best safeties in the league. He's very rarely in free agency. I think I've seen him once before in free agency before this, so I knew I had to get him. Got him on a huge deal. I think he's going to last all the way to at least, I think, an 86 overall X Factor by the end of this rebuild. So his age is not that necessarily much of a problem. And I moved Jamal Adams to free safety. So I got Casey Hayward Jr. as well on a cheap deal. I usually always get him 87 overall. Nobody ever touches him in free agency because of his age, but he always usually gets down to an 80 overall by the end of the rebuild, which is pretty solid still. Odo Beckham as a better slot in general. I don't want the other guy to get it. I already forgot his name, but whatever. Young Wei Koo, obviously. Young Hoku, the GOATs, gets on the team. Super cheap deal. Anyways, let's get into the draft. I'm going to try and trade up for a QB. All right, so I'm trading up in the draft. My pick only got pick number 20, so it looks like the Giants actually had a really good season with Russell Wilson. So I'm trading up to pick number 10. I'm giving away Jacob Eason and my second round pick. So I'm actually giving up a lot of value here, but I also do have another later first round pick, so don't worry about that. So we're going to be picking at number 10 here, and a lot of the top QBs left the board, but Cole Watkins is here, and unfortunately, I don't know much about his passing stats. But A carrying, A juke move, B play action, B spin move. He's got great acceleration, great agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, elite speed, good strength, and great throw power is something that I noticed. And then his shuttle, 4.11, 40-yard dash, 5.1, and then 40-yard dash on College Pro Day, 4.46, 16 reps on bench, that's all right. Like, I think this is the guy. Looks like another Russell Wilson. I'm going to pick him here, round one. Hidden Dev, 92 throw power out of Florida. 92 throw power indicates a high overall. And he's Hidden Dev, and he's an athletic freak. 5'11", a little on the shorter side, but 209. Very good athleticism. 90 speed, dude. 92 change of direction. That's better than some receivers that I've actually seen. I accidentally hit my mic there. This dude looks like the best QB in the class, in my opinion. We're going to have to check after the draft. He looks so good. But I have another first-round pick here. Let's see what we're going to get. I think I'm going to go offensive line if I can possibly do that. What is this Walsh guy? Brian Walsh. Lee block. This guy doesn't look too bad. Injury's F, but too bad that injury's off, so let's take him. 84 strength. Not a good sign, but the hidden dev, you can't upgrade or regress development trait on the offensive line in Madden, which is really stupid. But that is good. He has a hidden development trait. I will take that for a first-round pick. That is exactly what I wanted to see. He's going to be a little bit low overall, but it's fine. So looking into the QB positions, Riley Buckner, the number 1 overall pick, is a bust. He's a 74 overall because he has 71, but he has the morale down right now. So looks not good. Another bust for the Lions, and he's not even going to be starting because Jared Goff's going to start over him. Jimmy Davis, on the other hand, looks to have some potential. His draft stock did drop, but he looks to have some potential. Let's see this dev trait. Superstar X Factor. Wow. Okay. Way to hit the nail on the head on that one. Dom Clark, QB out of Florida, bust. And the Jets pick another QB back-to-back years. And wait, there's 2 QBs out of Florida. Mine's out of Florida, and this guy's out of Florida. Interesting. All right. And Corbin Middleton, Panthers QB. I'm glad I traded up with them. Really glad I traded up with him. This guy was a round 1 pick. Jonathan Barnett, I forgot. He was at pick number 9. No, pick number 8. Jacksonville picked at number 9. Panthers picked at 10, but then I traded up to 10. Jonathan Barnett is only star dev. I was thinking about picking him, but he just didn't pizzazz me. He didn't give me the wow. Cole Watkins there, obviously. There's a 5th rounder. 2nd rounder, Justin Stevenson, whatever, doesn't matter to me. I think we got the guy of the draft. Jimmy Davis looked like a god right there. He was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick, but his draft stock fell, and the Lions didn't take a superstar X Factor. I'm not going to look at my... Oh, man, I got the cream of the crop. 78 overall, hidden dev. Oh, man, out of the park pick. Out of the park pick right here. That's one of the best picks I've probably made in a long time. Walsh is only 68 overall. I don't care. He's got that hidden dev. And Stevens. I don't know who this guy is. I guess the CPU picked him up in the 4th round. I'm going to move him to right tackle so that way Gabe Jackson can continue to start. So he's going to be a right tackle. So 2 rookie offensive tackles with hidden development. That's good for the long-term future. This guy I picked in the 3rd round, so I'm going to start him. He's not very good, obviously. Defensively, looking into it. Ooh. Blair. Oh, that's not the guy I picked. I picked up a guy in the 3rd round. Yeah, Fisher. I wanted to move him to outside linebacker. Doesn't seem like that's going to work out very well. So, yeah, I'll just leave him where he's at. I need some interior. I need some D linemen here. Specialists, let's look what we got here. Odell, I'm cool with. Jordan Brooks. That's going to be there. I like everything I got here. I'm all cool with this team. I like this rookie quarterback. I love him, in fact. Anyways, let's move to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3, second in the division behind the 4-3 Niners. Don't let that fool you. Madden always makes it to where you failed in the second half of the season, kind of like how the Seahawks fail in the second half of every season. Niners, we're coming off a win to them, so that is huge, actually. Players ready to negotiate here. Let's see what we have. DK Metcalf, obvious must-have superstar X Factor, up this money, $15 million a year, and he resigns. Bobby Wagner, even though he's an 86 overall, I'm not going to let him hit free agency. Spread out this contract, up this money, $9 million a year, and he resigns. Good stuff. Chris Carson, injuries off in this game, so I am going to resign him. Yes, he will start regression in the next season, but he's overall a solid back, even though he only had 3.8 per carry last season. Poona Ford, no. How cheap is your contract? That's actually very cheap. If I spread it out, I don't know, man. That bonus is killing it. I don't think I want him for the long-term future. Everyone else here is a no. I think I'm going to trade Poona. I think I am going to trade him, try and get like maybe something decent out of him. Anyone have like high interest in him? If not, I'll keep him on the team. Okay, nobody has high interest in him, so I am going to keep him on the team for that matter. So anyways, guys, it is time to move into the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, actually making the playoffs, coming off a huge win from the Cardinals by 10 points to secure us this playoff spot. As we did kind of fall off, but 9-8, I guess, isn't too bad. 82 overall. We're going to get trounced by this Cowboys team. It's just the way it is. I have a rookie quarterback. I don't expect him to put up year one. Wow, he put up year one. Year one, I don't think he's going to be in the MVP contention here. He is not. We are NFC Offensive Player of the Year. He's not going to be there. He's going to be best QBs. Is he even a top 10 QB? He's ranked the 8th best QB. Sam Darnold's considered better than him. All right. I know he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Cole Watkins, 18th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 21st makes no sense. I mean, our D-line does suck. 4,600 yards, 33 TDs, 12 interceptions, 62% completion rate. Very good. Very good season. Chris Carson continues to disappoint. Odell was amazing in the slot. 1,400 yards, 12 TDs. Sean, the rookie tight end that I picked in the third round, who was a 65 overall, 12 touchdowns, and 4 yards shy of 1,000 yards. Tyler, I just gave you $15 million a year, and you're not even going to put up 1,000 yards, not even 5 touchdowns? Wow. Upsetting. Anyways, Bobby Wagner, 148 tackles. Even though he had 148 tackles, which is really good, by the way, I'm sure regression will still hit him, and he'll get negative overalls. Tackles for a loss, only 11 for LJ Collier. Sacks, 6.5 for Darrell Taylor. Interceptions, 5 for Tyrann Mathieu, 4 for Bobby Wagner, and 3 for Sidney Jones. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Honey Badger and 1 for Adoree Jackson, who's finally shown up on the stat sheet. Anyways, looking into this, let's see if we can beat the Dallas Cowboys to move on to the divisional round. No way we actually just did that. Wow. And the rookie QB gets his first big playoff win. Cowboys are frauds every year anyways. I'm kidding. Anyways, 13-4 Buccaneers. I don't think this is going to happen either. It's just not. Anyway. What? What a man. He had a weekly award. This has to be him. 400 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Got sacked 3 times. That's notable with his offensive line. 400 passing yards as a rookie in a playoff game against the Buccaneers defense, and 30 for 39. I'm sure he had a rushing touchdown too. Well, actually, it would have showed up on the stats. So, unfortunate, but still 2 passing touchdowns isn't bad, obviously, but 400 yards? Whew. Let's see if we can beat the Chicago Bears in the conference championship. Okay, here we are against the Chicago Bears, 3-7 now. It looks like it's just back and forth punts. Should have held my tongue on that one. 3-14 against Justin Fields. 10-14. Come on, offense. What happened to that explosive offense, dude? Come on. 13-21. That's fine. We gotta come on. No, that's gonna be the game, I think. Yikes. 13-24 in the conference championship against the Bears. Unfortunate. 302 passing yards, only 90 passing average, 1 for 1. 302 passing yards, not that bad. 66% completion rate. Chris Carson is garbage as always. Just unfortunate of an offensive game. Defense actually did pretty good, only holding them to 24 points. And the Browns win back-to-back Super Bowls, beating the Bears as Nick Chubb wins Super Bowl MVP. And there are no Seattle Seahawks for the yearly awards. Wait, hold on. He didn't. Cole Watkins, actually. I was about to say, I was like, he had to have won Rookie of the Year. Cole Watkins wins Rookie of the Year. So I'm hoping for at least Superstar Dev from him. Let's look at this here. Come on. Let's see it. Superstar Dev. He does have it. Let's go. Scrambler. If he should have gone from star to superstar. +1 speed? He already had 90 speed. Gonna give this man 91 speed? Dangerous. Superstar Dev, yeah, he gained Superstar Dev, so only had star before. 83 overall, very big jump. Odell is now a Superstar Dev player. That's awesome to see. Our tight end went up to Star Dev. That's notable. Stevens is only Star Dev. Walsh is only Star Dev. O-line is looking a lot better. Very young, very low overall, though, but it can be worked on. Bobby Wagner had 148 tackles, goes from an 86 overall to an 81 overall. Makes no logical sense. Jamal Adams is now a Superstar X Factor. That's great to see. I wish I paid Bobby Wagner at the end of the season so that way his contract would be cheaper, because whenever your overall goes down, obviously your contract goes down. So I wish I paid him less. Let's get into the re-signed players here. Just so irritating. The regression system, I've been complaining about it since Madden 19, and it's still not fixed. I think the game has significantly improved from Madden 19. Madden 19 was the worst Madden I've ever played, but God, there's just so many things that I would do immediately if I was on that Madden team. Our fullback retires. What a detrimental loss to the team. Anyways, players ready to negotiate here. Let's see who we have. Puna Ford, no. Everyone else here, no. Just not really interested in anyone. How much money do we have? 62 million, because we don't have to pay our what's it called? Yeah, we don't have to pay a quarterback 40 million a year. So that's nice. Let's get to free agency. And here we are after free agency, not necessarily a loaded free agency, but Jeffrey Simmons was there. I mean, technically the free agency was actually loaded. There was 97 overall Superstar X Factor Scary Terry and 99 overall Superstar X Factor Tyreek Hill. Obviously, I just didn't need them. So for my needs, it wasn't loaded. Jeffrey Simmons was huge. Greedy Williams was huge in my opinion too, with our DB depth that is needed, I would say, because we had the 19th. If you see my team ranks at the bottom of the screen there, it says 19th in defensive yards per game for passing, and rushing was 17th somehow. Offensive rushing per game was 30th. That's offense, though. We're on a passing scheme. And defensive points per game, it's not allowed. That's not okay. Anyways, in the draft, I'm going to be focusing on trying to get a defensive tackle. I think that is what is needed for this team, so I will try and fix that here. And it looks like Kevin Hart went from a 5'4" comedian to a 6'3", 331-pound guy with 91 strength and a first-round pick with hidden development. And he also happened to go down in age to 21 years old and go to Miami. Yep, that's all logical. Kevin Hart is our new left guard. I know I said I was going to go for defensive tackle, but this guy was on the board. There was like 3 guards on the board, and I just want to keep upping this offensive line for my new QB. Why would I not? And I'm going to use this guy to replace Gabe Jackson. That's who I wanted. And this is going to be the overlook of the team for the 3rd season. Odell Beckham, I want him to continue to play in my slot. Hart, I'm going to move to my right guard spot. 72 overall with the boost, so 71 overall for a late first-round pick. That's a pretty good pick in my opinion. I like that. I'm wearing number 63. Be more fitting for 69 with the jokes he makes. Gabe Jackson, I think he's taking up a lot of cap. Yeah. I'm going to free up $3.5 million. Actually, I physically can't do that because the cap restrictions I set on myself. Who actually has the cap room to take him? Is that the Eagles that actually had an interest in him? They do. Can I just have someone quickly off the team that I actually want? Looks like Rashad Penny is on the Eagles now. Greg Holiday looks lit, dude. That guy looks like a beast. I want this guy. Greg Holiday, 24 years old, 78 overall, middle linebacker, 3rd round pick, and I'll give you a 6th round pick. Okay, 9.5 million for a 75 overall right guard is off the team. Thank you. And a third and a sixth gets me a 78 overall middle linebacker. This I don't know who Holiday is, but he seems cool. Specialist. Odell's still in the slot. Jeffrey Simmons at the rush left end spot. I'm fine with that. This guy is a third round pick. Greedy Williams, I want playing in my slot. Defensively, I don't know why he's playing left end, but sure. Holiday is a superstar dev, and they just gave him up with... Whoa. They just gave this dude up with no sweat. Wow. I thought it was going to be like star dev at best. What? No sweat. They're just like, sure, take him. Wow. What a pickup. What a pickup, dude. Offensive line is looking more and more developed. It's just like, again, just the progression system, not that good. And yeah, we got everything that we need. I like what we have with this team. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2, top of the division. That is huge. Let's see our players ready to negotiate here. Jordan Brooks, obviously want back. I don't know if I should make this a realistic thing because they removed the 5th-year option from Madden franchise for some reason. It's a realistic thing, but in Madden 21, you would get a 5th-year option to sign the player. It didn't give me that. I should honestly get one, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'll just give them the deal. 5th-year options are real things in real life, but I guess not anymore. Adoree Jackson, I do want to resign as he is here. Damian Lewis, I do want to resign as well. We have developed him for too long to let him go. And that's a really cheap deal, by the way. Darrell Taylor, not bad depth, depending what he's asking. Yeah, it's too much for what he's asking. Everyone else here is a no for me. So apart from that, guys, it is time to move in to the playoffs. Okay, here we are coming off a loss to the Colts as we take the division at 10-7. The rest of our division just sucked. We're here to face the 10-7 Panthers, who we stole the best QB in the draft from. Definitely the best QB. Stats and awards here. See what we got. Best QB in the draft. My goodness. Second for MVP race. Let's go. That's X Factor. 11th best offense in the NFL. And defensively. That makes no logical sense. I got to change the scheme, bro. That makes no logical sense. 4,700 yards, 44 TDs, 7 interceptions. 14 TDs, 4 per carry, 1,000 yards. I guess you're improving, man, but like, ew. Like, 14 TDs is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but 4 average, solid. 1,000 yards, but for 274, like, I want you to be producing a little bit more. But he hasn't improved. Odell continues to produce. Thank you. That should be an X factor. 1,400 yards, 16 TDs. Great year. Metcalf, 10 TDs, 1,000 yards. Thank you for showing up. My tight end is producing better numbers than Lockett. I mean, technically, I'd say Lockett's producing better numbers just because of the touchdowns, but wow, my tight end's getting more involved is my problem. Jordan Brooks, 136 tackles for a loss, 24 for Zach Stroutmeyer, the rookie defensive tackle that I picked in the 3rd round or something. 7 sacks as well, most on the team. Interceptions, 3 for Casey Hayward Jr., 2 for Tyrann Mathieu, 2 for Greedy Williams, 2 for Bobby Wagner, 2 for Adoree Jackson, 2 for Jamal Adams, and 1 for Sidney Jones. I don't know why I went through all of those. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Casey Hayward Jr. Again, he is on a really cheap deal, and he just continues to put up numbers for us. Let's see if we can beat the Carolina Panthers as we stole the best QB in the class from them. And yeah, we can. 42-33. And let's see if we can beat the 10-7 New Orleans Saints to move on to the conference championship back-to-back. We do. 36-14, back-to-back conference championships. Let's hope our QB is not allergic to the conference championship, kind of like Aaron Rodgers, even though he lost in the divisional this year. Let's face the Dallas Cowboys as we beat them last year to move on to the Super Bowl. And here we are in the conference championship at home against the Cowboys, 7-0 against their high-powered offense, 7-7, 7-14 now. Okay, 21-7. 28-7 as we're piling it on hard. This might be over. I might want to hold my tongue here though. 14-20, 21-28. I should have held my tongue. 28-31. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to. I should have held my tongue. Oh my. Yeah. I did not jinx it. We did not seriously just choke oh my god, we choked a 28-7 lead. Dak was good. Watkins was 2 for 0. It was 19 for 35 though. That's the problem. Carson 5 average, 0 TDs. Oh my god. The choke, dude. It was a steady increase. The Cowboys steadily just came back on us. We just spiked up and then stopped playing. I'm so irritated. And the Cowboys beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl as Patrick Mahomes wins league MVP. And there are no awards for the Seattle Seahawks. We were second in the race for MVP, so I should see an X factor here. He 100% deserves it. I see no problem. Yup, 100% deserved it. Got 91 overall with the morale, increasing the scrambler. Now he's an 89 overall without the morale. Like, wow, +1 throw power too. 95 throw power. Deep accuracy really sucks, but his medium and short are good. Very good immediate replacement for Russell Wilson. Wow. Jarrett Stidham is here. Odell Beckham, now a superstar X Factor. Even though he had 16 touchdowns in a season, 1,400 yards, they're going to force him to regress. By the way, he looks sick in a Seahawks uniform. I don't know if 19 fits him, but please show me Odell Beckham. I literally clicked on him. Okay. The game's not going to show me Odell Beckham because they're being an ass about it. I don't know why CPU-generated players can't have tattoos like Odell, but this is so sick. I want to change his number, though. Is 19 the lowest number we have? I'm going to change it to like an 80s number then. So that way it's something cool. 82, 87, 89. Yeah, ooh, Doug Baldwin 2.0. I like that. I mean, some of you guys may find it disrespectful, but he looks so sick, dude. He just looks so sick in a Seahawks uniform. My personal opinion. This O-line it doesn't look amazing, but it's just so average. I've never seen such an average offensive line. The tight end tops it all off, too. Speaking of average, Tyler Lockett's been that way this entire rebuild. Defensively, Holiday, Jordan Brooks are the same. I expected Jordan Brooks to get to an X Factor. Stroutmeyer, my third-round pick, that was like a 70 overall or like a 68 overall, goes up to a 76 overall with star dev year 1. Casey Hayward Jr. gets superstar dev but continues to regress. But wow, what a team we have. Defense is obviously the problem. Let's go into the re-signed players here and go into our 4th and final season to see what we can do. I'm really enjoying this rebuild, if you guys can't tell by the tone of my voice. I'm really having a lot of fun with this one. If you guys are, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you made it this far in the video. It would be very appreciative. Not very many people make it this far in my videos. Anyways, NFC West, Matthew Stafford retires and Matt Prater retires on the Rams. That's actually really good for our division. Let's look at, I already looked at the retirements. I don't know why I did that. Let's look at the players ready to negotiate here and see what we have. We have Darrell Taylor and all these other garbage players that I have zero interest in. So we have $32 million suspended free agency. Let's get into it. So I ended up only picking up Javon Hargrave in free agency. There were players like Darren Waller in free agency, who was an X factor and a tight end, obviously. I know my tight end's only a 77 overall with star def, but the dude consistently produces numbers, so I don't know why you guys would want me to replace him. $25 million left on the cap, so realistically in real life, they would save that money for the QB, but since this is the 4th and final year of my rebuild, I'm going to go balls to the walls and just trade for a bunch of defensive ends in the draft, and let's see what I can get. Okay, now I'm just straight up trading my pick 29 for Jadeveon Clowney as he's coming back to the Seahawks. He is so good in simulation. As you can see, he's an 86 overall X Factor, like for no reason. He's so good in simulation. That is exactly why I want him. And I want to trade away Tyler Lockett. He has produced 0 numbers for us this entire rebuild, and he's taking up $24 million. Why is he taking up that much money? I have no clue why he was signed on such a big deal and why it was so heavily backloaded. Like, do people not know how regression works in the NFL? Receivers don't last too long. Receivers don't last that long at all. Does anyone even have interest in him? He's an 86 overall, and people are just like, nah, we don't want him. Wow. Can I get Yannick Ngakoue? How far would this get me? He's an X Factor, so not very far. I guess it looks like I'm going to have to keep Tyler Lockett because everyone has 0 interest in this guy. So this is the overlook of the team after the draft, and offensively, nothing really much happened because their offense is not the problem. Defensively, Clowney is going to be here. And wow, Wagner's a 77 overall. What a tank of a hit, dude. That is unfortunate. Whatever, this team is filled out and complete. Maybe the DBs could use some improvement, but I'm happy with the way they are. Let's get to not the midseason mark, that's the fourth and final season. Let's simulate to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, as I forgot to change the damn schemes. So since I forget to change the schemes, the same schemes that created the Legion of Boom, I go 7-10 and miss the playoffs. Yes, we go to the conference championship. What? No, not 3 times. 2 times back-to-back in a row. Go from 7-10 to 2 times back-to-back conference championship with this team, with one of the best QBs I've ever drafted. Not the best, but one of the best. And just an improved roster. And just tanked. Oh my God. I'm going to blow my brains out with this fucking game, dude. Like, excuse my language. If you want to report me, sure. Have fun. 19th best offense. How? Explain to me. 17th, middle of the road team. I'm so upset. My dogs are barking. They're even upset. 4,700 yards, 38 TDs, 8 interceptions. Chris Carson, as always. Odell continues to produce actually pretty good numbers. Defensively, Jordan Brooks, 124 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 21 for Javon Hargrave. Sacks, 12.5 for Jeffrey Simmons. Thank you for showing up. Clowney, only 8.5 interceptions. 3 for Jordan Brooks. 3 for Tyrann Mathieu. My dogs just won't stop. Defensive touchdowns, 1 for Tyrann Mathieu. So anyways, as my dogs are barking and going ballistic, I thank you guys all for watching. And apart from that, guys, tell me which team you would like me to rebuild next. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.